13-year-old Ryan is joining us now. And Ryan, how you doing, my friend? Did you even know what happened in the second half of that game? Because you were getting a lot of attention after that moment with Justin Timberlake.
Is he high?
He might be.
Oh my God.
He's still in a little bit of shock.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that, the reaction. What are people calling you and saying?
He can't hear the audio, I bet.
Look. You know, I do think about what I'm about to say more so now that the cameras are rolling. And I think that's just something that will come with time, getting comfortable in front of a camera.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I was thinking about this morning is how different, like you and I went to the same college, but 30 years apart. And like when I think of dating, when I was in college at UT and you dating, and then I saw a video about how dating apps are so toxic because you get like 600 dislikes for every like. I mean, you don't, but I mean, and like, I don't know if I could have handled it. Like if I got that many rejections, because
you don't know that you're getting rejected though. It doesn't tell you that people aren't.
Yeah, but you swipe right on like 500 girls and you don't get any connections.
Yeah, there was a guy that posted on Reddit that said that. He's like, here's my Tinder score for the year. It gives you like, you know, like a Spotify recap.
Yeah.
It does like a Tinder recap, and he swiped like 125,000 girls and got 2 matches.
See? I mean, that can't be good for you.
No, not your mental.
But
it has helped me find a lot of cool girls that I've taken out on dates that I still am friends with today.
So it is good.
It is beneficial if you know how to make a profile and not come off as a creep. A lot of guys will only have pictures like with their mom and stuff. Like, you'd be surprised how weird men are in my generation.
I think every generation, yeah. Creeps, weird. But why the picture with the mom? What's that about? Like, you're showing that you're sensitive, or like?
Well, I think when I first started, when I was like 20, this is how I met my ex-girlfriend, Natalie. I met her on Tinder. And when I had started my profile, I did like a picture with my mom, thinking that girls would think like, oh, has a good relationship. And then like I asked one of my girlfriends and they're like, honestly, no, it kind of, you're coming off as like a you kind of got to figure out how to use it too and how to message.
Say, hey, what's up?
No, normally what I do is I only use Hinge. I used to use Tinder for like hookups and stuff.
Yeah.
Bumble's overrated. I think having the girl respond first is, you think it's a great idea in the beginning, but then you just have all these girls saying hi, smiley face.
Right.
So it's still the guy coming up with the first witty response.
Right.
And
does it have to? It has to be witty, right? It can't be like, hey, babe, looking good.
Well, that's what my buddy Alec does sometimes. he goes with the classic, you like sushi? Most of the time, 80% of women will say yes.
Yeah.
And then you just say, bet, let's get some.
Bet. That is great. Simple, straight up.
Yeah.
What if they say no? Then do you just go to Mexican food? Do you just keep going down the scale?
Oh, I've done that, and they have said no before, and I go, okay, Italian food. Because Italian food's 100%.
Right.
But like, you don't want to start with Italian food because what a dumb question. Everyone likes Italian food.
Sushi's who doesn't like, little bit, you know,
who doesn't like Saw and Sketty?
Right.
No, I'm saying, Playboy.
Saw and Sketty are the best.
Yeah.
Look at that. That looks like biscuit.
You think? Yeah, I know. I wish we had a dog cam.
Oh, we should have got a fourth.
Hey,
we can.
We'll have a dog cam on the next one, huh?
I mean, take me 3 minutes to set it up, but
look. You think by how entertained we are that we're stoned, but I mean, you probably are.
No, I haven't done anything today.
No, man, I love dogs.
Oh. Do you love dogs when they do that? Oh my God. That's so mean.
Oh my God, he's like choking him out with his ass. All right. I originally put this video up so that we just have some background videos. I didn't think that we would just
we're both like this.
I know, our attention span.
Facing away from the camera.
Look at the dachshund.
So, what about...
Man.
So when I dated, like... So there was a football game, right? Every Saturday.
Yeah.
UT football. Big deal. And we would have to plan...
That's still,
like
that still happens.
Right.
UT football is still a thing.
Like, if it were Wednesday and you didn't have a date yet for the football game, you're pretty much fucked. Because you had to plan ahead because we didn't have phones.
I wouldn't, unless it was during pledgeship or it was like a fraternity deal, I wouldn't take a date to the football game. I normally just go with the big group.
Right. That's the difference.
The guys, girls, and then like I have before, but this is like a girl that I've been seeing for a while.
Yeah.
And we go to the game together and it's really fun. I wouldn't ask like a hinge date to go to UT football. That'd be like a 6th date.
Right, because that's like a 5-hour date. And if you didn't like each other,
then it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Dog party.
2024. These are sure SM7Bs, pretty much the standard, best of the best.
It's a goddamn dog party up in this biz.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn right.
We got ourselves a dog party. We got big dogs, little dogs, black dogs, white dogs. We got all kinds of dogs. Trust me, you have more going on than I did when I graduated.
Yeah.
I started delivering beer off a truck, and I was like, what have I gotten myself into?
Well, I did that for a year.
Yeah, you did it while in college.
In college.
I did it after college. So it was like all my friends were like wearing coats and ties and going in, selling insurance or law school or whatever. And I was delivering cases off a truck. And I felt like I had failed as a person. But
I feel that way too. And I just got a degree in economics. And I still feel like I haven't done enough. But I feel like that's the problem with society is people always want more. People.
Who are these people? Who are these people wanting more?
20-year-olds.
Yeah.
People in their early 20s and later 20s that some could say even in your 30s or 40s.
Some could say 40s or even 50s.
Should we go that far?
I'm in my 50s and I still feel pressure.
But you started a company from scratch and have become fairly successful from it.
Yeah.
And
I've been very fortunate.
Graduated from UT, started a family. You did everything. You know?
Yeah.
You are, and now I got Harry into working out and he's even getting stronger, thinner.
Better, faster.
Should we start singing the song?
No, it's a tough time of life because there's a lot of anxiety. Everything's ahead of you.
Don't dolphins like fuck each other for pleasure?
Yes, and they try to fuck humans. They'll fuck anything.
Has anyone been raped by a dolphin?
Yes, no, there've been attempts. You know, they're constrained.
Now, here's the question: was it consensual?
No, there was a woman who lived with a dolphin for like a year.
Well, if you live with a dolphin,
put it up.
Was she a mermaid? How does she live with a dolphin? Does she have an aquarium in her apartment?
It's the craziest story. Like some rich guy said, I want to see if dolphins will. I wanted this woman to live with a dolphin. And so she lived in a house that was waist high in fucking salt water for a year.
And she got fucked by a dolphin?
She got, let's just say she got approached. And I don't think it was ever consummated, but I do know that the dolphin was into it, and she was
not so much.
Not so much. But
do dolphins have like whale dicks where it comes out?
I tell you, my experience is undecided on that. I don't know.
I still have an iPhone 10.
I only have an iPhone 10.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the. Okay.
It's got some damage there. That's from a one wheel.
Yeah. I recently broke my collarbone due to a one wheel accident. Man, and that sucked. I think one of the biggest things in life is to have momentum. And to really, once you build momentum, it's so easy to keep it. It's almost like muscle growth. Once you have the muscle, it's much easier to maintain it.
Yeah.
And then after I broke my collarbone, they gave me a bunch of hydrocodone, and I started smoking a bunch of weed, and basically was bedridden for two weeks. And now after that, I graduated college and came here, moved to San Antonio, and I'm kind of building up that momentum again.
Yeah.
This is day 3 of being sober, and I already feel way better. But I'm building that momentum. It's getting better and better.
You started from the bottom. Now you're here.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to dating apps. I think you want to say something that has relevance to their profile.
Oh, okay.
Let me find a girl that I would like and try and come up with something witty.
Okay.
Okay. She's 6'1". Jesus. Well, I'm 6'4", so it works.
Yeah.
She is liberal. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
The way to win me over is laugh at my jokes, even if you think they're bad. They're not, I swear. Now,
That's pretty
I
good.
haven't gone through the rest of it,
Yeah.
but I could like that and be like, I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, so a little diss.
Yeah, but that's not my best example.
Yeah.
Like, this girl's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
What if I told you that I can serenade you with subpar guitar covers? Well, I could do the same.
Yeah.
So, I can play guitar pretty well.
But you don't want to brag.
Exactly. The thing is, what if I told you that, ... I can serenade you with subpar guitar covers. So, I could say maybe, what if I told you that I could do the same? It's bad bullshit.
That's pretty bad.
But the thing is you don't want to spend too much time on one profile. You just kind of sling out little zingers like this.
Right. And then move on.
And
it's a numbers game.
I'd say it's about a 50% chance you'll get a match, at least in my case.
Well, when you're 6'4".
Yeah. What if I told you I could do the same, and then I'll add a little thinking emoji? The guy that is like,
Yeah. That's pretty lame.
Yeah.
But you don't want to spend too much time on it.
You don't want to spend too much time on it.
You're right. You got to lean into your. You got to
Your
lean
own
into
personality traits, or
Yeah,
your own
your own strengths.
physical and
Yeah. So you're tall. So that, I mean, automatically that's like a huge benefit on social media, on dating sites, right?
Excuse me. Yes.
I mean, which sucks for our short kings out there, because.
But you know what? Short kings is the new tall.
Yeah, I mean, you can lean into it.
You think girls are just saying that, though?
No, I think, yeah. I think this is something
I'm
we
seeing
all.
a lot of people date shorter guys now.
Yeah. Well,
Tall guys
it's all
is
about
so
confidence,
2018.
right?
You don't want to like come off as a douchebag to these girls, and that does work. Most girls will like the guy that's like mean to them.
Yeah.
But I think guys get mixed up, and they don't know how to like joke mean with a girl, then like actually just be blatantly rude.
Right.
And that's where they fuck up. And the girl's like, this guy's an asshole. I'm not gonna. Also, it definitely depends. I think 18, 19, and 20-year-old women will fall for the douchebags way more often than not.
That's an important distinction. Everybody's, that red pill community out there. They're out there like,
Escape the Matrix people?
Yeah. They're they're good because they give validation to young men, but they're bad in that they're doing it at the expense, like, you don't be a pussy and you got to treat women like shit.
So I was kind of on that wave about a year ago. I was
Yeah.
kind of on that red pill shit. I started working out as you know, and I still work out a lot, but don't make it your mentality. I see a lot of guys, or don't make it your personality.
Right.
Make it your mentality, not your personality. Bada bang, bada boom.
Damn, you're spitting wisdom.
Bars.
Yes.
Bars.
Man, you started from the bottom. Now you're here.
Yeah. But what the fuck were we talking about?
I got us off track.
I gotta stop smoking weed because my memory is horrible.
We should write what we're talking about so that we can go back to it. Started from the.
Dad, stop.
What? I don't care about no Drake.
I'm just gonna eat me a steak. Also, Dad, we need to put up a caution sign to the viewers. Back to the red pill thing. A lot of these guys think, like, don't talk to women, don't waste time on women, just grind. That's all that matters. It's like it's the saying, like, if you chase after a butterfly, then it'll fly away from you. But if you build a garden, then a flock of butterflies will come to you. In reference to women, if you become successful, and that is true. I do think I have friends that waste a lot of time on women when they could just be focusing on themselves.
I speak to woman.
I'm speaking to different women, not at the same time as the months go by. And I think it's just healthy to keep intact with your social skills. And you don't want to go 6 years without talking to a woman, working on yourself. And then when you go back to the dating pool, you're fucked. Even if you have money, if you're awkward and you don't know how to flirt. I was about to say Riz. Jesus.
So, I mean, I see what you're saying. And because, you know, in my generation, we'd go out, you know, we'd go out with the boys and see, you know, get up with a group of girls.
Well, that's we still do that.
Yeah, where them girls at?
I've met girls at bars, and you know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like.
Yes, there have been girls that I've kept up with meeting at a bar.
Right.
The old school way just works better.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the divorce rate is skyrocketing, and I think it's because people meet the first person they find on a dating app, and then they get comfortable, and they might not be right for each other, but they're so afraid of being alone that they just go through with it, and then in their 40s they get a divorce. I mean, the divorce rate's up to like what, 60% now? That is so depressing.
And probably another 20% are in an unhappy marriage that they just don't get a divorce because of either monetary means or the kids or their families don't approve, or you know.
And I think about so 15 to 20% of people actually succeed in finding a happy marriage.
That's why it's so important to find the right person. And when I say the right person, it's like, it's really just like you both want the same things.
Yeah, don't make it too complicated. Don't be Ted Mosby in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my gosh, he's the worst.
Yeah, he's just so fruity. Like this girl doesn't like the type of music that I like, or this girl. Don't just focus on, I think religion matching is important for a lot of people. I think what you want in the future in regards to a family, if she doesn't want kids, then I'm not going to go on a second date, because I know that I want children one day.
Right.
My goal in life is to start a family and raise my boys and my potential girls. My daughter and my son, I would like to raise them.
I wish I had daughters.
Okay, fuck you, man.
By the time you came around, I had already started my business, and so I had more flexible time.
Yeah, we went out to our ranch.
Yeah.
You take me out of school, and we go shoot grasshoppers and whatnot.
I mean,
that's my childhood.
It really was.
I mean, I think there was a rough patch in my adolescence, of course, just with the divorce.
Yeah.
But you know, that's so common.
Well, let's dig into that, because let's get real.
All right.
Because I'll admit that I was not the greatest father during that period. I'd gone a little crazy.
After Lulu, my mother basically moved to Montana, and you were seeing girls and out and drinking. He is sober now. He does not drink.
Well, soberish. But
and you are a fantastic father. I need you to know that.
Thank you. I apologize. I went through a kind of a crazy patch. It was midlife crisis. Let's just call it what it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy a sports car.
You don't have to apologize, man. We've been through this. No. I appreciate the apology.
Yeah. I mean, when you called my apartment the trap house, you were in high school.
Yeah. I think the main thing with the divorce and you and mom not being around in high school was the fact that I had so much freedom that I got into drugs.
Yeah.
And I started abusing alcohol and certain substances.
Yeah.
And definitely weed. I've been a daily cannabis user for fucking 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to cut that. I want DogParty to become something, and I can't be doing that when I'm doped up all the time.
Yeah.
That's a main thing. Weed is not that bad for you, but when it becomes a daily, it's bad for you if you're a kid because your brain is still developing. And I definitely think that my hippocampus and my brain is not as strong as it would be just because I've been smoking so much for so many years. Like I have memory problems, especially, and it hurts me too on dates, because I'll go, especially before a date, I'll drink like 3 beers just to kill the nerves.
Yeah.
And then I'll go on the date and we'll talk about everything. And then the second date will come along and I'll ask like 3 of the same questions.
I don't know. You can work on your memory. That's the thing. You can
do puzzles and whatnot.
Yeah. not puzzles.
Playing guitar helps.
Just reading, honestly.
Yeah.
Reading things that are challenging, not like reading bullshit, but like
what about like Wilbur Smith, When the Lion Feeds?
Yeah.
I just finished that book, and it's an easy read. Well, it's 600 pages. It's not easy, but it's fiction.
Yeah. I only subscribe to 2 physical magazines, and I always have subscribed to these 2 magazines since I was about your age, maybe a little older. And that's The Economist and The New Yorker.
Yeah.
The New Yorker just lets me know what all the rich elites are doing in New York. And you gotta keep tabs on those people.
Yeah.
You gotta know what they're doing. And you don't want to appear unsophisticated. So you gotta read that. And it's fun and then The Economist is really the only like news magazine to me that doesn't have a bias to it. They don't have bylines, so there's no like journalists trying to make a name for themselves because they're not listed.
Yeah.
It's all anonymous. And so that magazine is right up the middle. It tells you what's actually going on in the world.
Yeah.
Other than that, and it keeps me smart. And then YouTube. Man, I've learned so much in the last 2 years on YouTube. It's unbelievable.
You can get a college degree off YouTube.
You can. I've learned how to
you know what's
code
funny?
Python a little bit.
You know what's funny is, as a economic major, when I would be going through my homework and stuff, most of the time I wouldn't go through my notes or the textbook. I would watch YouTube videos. And it's just funny that we're paying thousands of dollars of tuition every semester when most of the shit that I'd be learning through the homework was through YouTube.
Right. Well,
That's what they say.
You gotta get
College
that piece of paper. You gotta get that. The society's still hung up on the degree. Less and less so as time goes on, but I think you're right.
I think if you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor, obviously it's good, but
honestly, will we have lawyers and doctors 5 years from now when general AI, is
yes.
I mean,
doctors, yes. Lawyers, probably not as much. I'd say lawyers are going to start not being as useful a decade from now. Not 5 years, definitely a decade. This just makes me happy. This makes me excited. Throughout this whole podcast, I keep thinking of all the cool edits that I can put in.
Yeah.
I have a vision, and I think once I get really good at editing, that vision can come more to life.
Yeah, editing's
everything. This just makes
everything.
me so happy, and I think it's not the fact of, I don't have to get a 9 to 5 and I'm escaping the matrix so much. It's the fact that I'm actually doing what I've always loved to do.
Yeah.
I made, Harzard07 is my old YouTube account. I made over 200 videos with over 50,000 views on that channel, and I was 11 years old. I'm also a cinephile. Movies have always been something that we've bonded over.
Yep.
I love film. I love it
Yep.
so much that I knew it was too late for me to get into film. Well, I'm 24. It really isn't. But to get into film, I feel like a degree is kind of important in that sense. Maybe not so much now. But I thought to myself, what could I do that has to do with cinematography, editing, and content creation that isn't film? And YouTube is that.
Right.
And I think that's why DogParty started, because that's my passion.
Right.
And, it's just like you always wanted to be a writer growing up. You loved writing, and you are a fantastic writer. But you realize in your 20s that, you're working at a beer distributorship and whatnot. It was too late for you to start. I mean, what did you want to get into? Novels?
I actually wrote screenplays for a while. And
Writing screenplays was a passion. Yeah.
Yeah. I sold 2 of them or optioned 2 of them. But like the problem with that, I mean, it's gotten even worse now. But the problem with that business is that a lot of it's luck. You could be the greatest screenwriter in the world, but it's just, and then, film.
But I think
nobody, I think that's a dying industry.
Film.
Yeah, the Hollywood industry.
Sadly.
I mean, it's all, first of all, it's all superhero movies and franchises.
I know, it's horrible. I don't like Marvel. I am a nerd. I love Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I love Lord of the Rings. I love Star Wars. I do not like Marvel. Because the thing about Harry Potter, LOTR, and Star Wars that differentiates from Marvel movies is it has a storyline. And I'm not saying that Marvel, Avengers, and whatnot doesn't have a good storyline. I'm saying there's more lore to it.
Yeah.
It has more information. It's not so much just CGI and explosions is what I'm trying to get at. Yes, Harry Potter has, they're shooting jizz out of their sticks and stuff and whatnot, and that's obviously CGI. But I think it's just more.
That wasn't real jizz.
It's more dialogue, and there's more lore to it. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good stopping point. This is a lot of what you're going to see in Dog Party. Now, we're not big for outros, and we said we wouldn't make one, but I think it's good to explain what this channel is going to be about. A lot of conversations like this, comedy, wittiness, bouncing back off of each other, and then we're honestly just, we don't really have our niche yet. We're just going to keep rolling with it. This is Dog Party. This is, you know, should we come up with like a secret handshake that we do at the end of our podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
No. So be like loose with it. Pointer finger.
Yeah.
Let go of the pinky.
Yeah. That's really complicated. How about this?
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.